When we come with that heat, we got skip on the.
$1 Million Radio episode 45 coming to you not live, but recorded in the studio. We got all the boys here. Griffin, welcome in. Griffin, welcome in. Jacob. We also got Zeta walking around right now, but hopefully she'll find her spot here in just a minute. Boys, I'm wearing black. Y'all got your sunglasses on. Looks like we're at a funeral right now.
This wouldn't be very appropriate to wear at a funeral. A corn shirt, but or MD Mine logo shirt.
Yeah.
But we're mourning here in the studio.
Yeah. Why is that, Griffin? Can you tell us why we're mourning right now on this afternoon?
It was a rough weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was gearing up to be a really good weekend. It was all uphill. It was great games of Vanderbilt and LSU.
See, Thursday got me in a good mood.
Thursday was awesome.
Yeah.
Friday night game, Skylar, you choked versus Louisville. But
Didn't have my best performance Friday night, no.
Yeah, four picks can't get it done, man.
I'm sure you're used to hearing that. But regardless, it was gearing up to be a great third Saturday of October. And all of a sudden, we get to the 1 yard line. It's 7-16. And I'm like, I was at a gig. Okay. I was at a gig. I was about to get ready to leave, but I was packing up everything. I was watching the game real intently while I was playing the gig on my phone. Like I literally had the phone on the snare drum. I was watching the game.
Nice.
And it was also on a TV off to the side. And as I was packing up, I was like, I'm going to watch the final play before half because we're about to make it 14-16. You know, it's about to be awesome.
I don't think that's how it happened, was it?
No, no, it is anything but that. Because I was like, okay, we'll either, I don't know what's going to happen. Worst case scenario, we just don't score or something, you know? No.
Yeah, it was a, if you don't know what we're talking about, if you didn't see the battle in Tuscaloosa Saturday night, Tennessee falls to Alabama 37-20. Ty Simpson 19 of 29 on the night, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ty played great. Joey Aguilar 28 of 44, 268 yards, so he still leads I think the SEC in passing yards. So there's that, but 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Deshaun Bishop had a good game, 14 carries, 123 yards, 2 scores. Braylon Staley with 10 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. At times, it seemed like this 17-point loss should have been more. And at times, it felt like that 17-point loss should have been way closer than what it was. But you think back to how poorly we played coming out. Alabama drove right down the field, scored a touchdown, held Tennessee to a 3-and-out, maybe 2 in a row. But defense luckily got a couple stops, and then we found the end zone. I think might have still been the first quarter, maybe beginning of the second quarter when we found the end zone. And it was like, man, we played so bad, but it's tied right now. Can you believe it? And then Did the safety come before their touchdown? I think they got the safety and then got the ball back and then scored a touchdown, right? Yeah. So with the safety, I mean, you get pinned back deep in your own territory off a nice punt. And then I heard people talking about like, why was Joey Aguilar so panicked back there in the pocket on that play? But he tripped over the lineman's foot. So
it seems to be happening way more common now in the
and
NFL.
Then, you want to try to make something happen. He can't just fall in the end zone. And so he tries to throw it. Intentional grounding counts as a safety. And then Tennessee has to punt the ball back to Alabama. They score another touchdown. 16-7, Tennessee with the ball, driving down the field. Great drive, by the way. Converted some third downs, converted some fourth downs. I think we're 4 of 5 on the night. We at the end of the game, we led Alabama in yards, first downs, third down conversions, fourth down conversions, same number in the turnover battle, and we lost by 17. But the biggest turning point of that game, as it looked like Tennessee was about to make it a 2-point game going into the half, last play of the half. I mean, I've got some issues with this play. I do. You line up. First of all, you use your last timeout with 9 seconds to go, so you know you can't run the ball. Even if you were to try, I would have liked to see the try after we know what happened when we didn't try that run.
Yeah.
But I mean, technically you can't run because if you get stopped, there's not enough time to run another play and spike the balls. I think it would have been fourth down at that point. But you come out in this overload package. Looks like you're about to run it up the middle. Everybody knows you can't run right now. Alabama calls a timeout. Usually when that happens, the offense would change up how they come out, change up the play. I don't know what the initial play call was before that timeout, but you come out in basically the same formation and run a play action fullback or tight end in the flat. And it was the oldest play in the book. And it was taken 99 yards to the house the other way. So instead of it being 16-14 at halftime, it was 23-7. And at that point, I think everybody knew the game was over. Alabama is too good of a team to let up a comeback like that. In the second half, especially when they have that lead. But like I said, though, there were times in that second half where it did feel a lot closer than what the score ended up being. If you take that 14-point swing away and then you count the touchdown at the end of the game. I know we're playing ifs and buts right now, but I mean, Tennessee would have had more points than Alabama if you take away that 14-point swing and then that last play of the game where they didn't review a touchdown because the clock was running out and it really didn't matter. But in my opinion, I saw some things online about this. If you're going to promote sports betting, overs and unders, spreads, all that type of stuff, and you have a play like that doesn't get reviewed at the end of the game where it looked like it was a touchdown, that touchdown would have hit the over, boys. I don't know if y'all knew that. That touchdown would have had Tennessee with a shot to maybe go for a 2-point conversion. Probably wouldn't at that point. And if they were to get the touchdown 2-point conversion, Tennessee would have covered. So there are a lot of things in that side of everything. But overall, we lost. And it didn't look pretty.
We are not better than Alabama.
See, I think we're on par. I just feel like there are some things that Alabama is obviously better than us at. Ty Simpson is a better quarterback than Joey Aguilar. He's way more agile in the pocket. I mean, Ty Simpson put on a masterclass in the pocket, didn't get sacked once. Credit to the Alabama offensive line for having a great game and game plan against Tennessee's front seven on defense. But to me, it felt like the way Ty was moving back there was so much better than how Joey Aguilar moves around in the pocket, keeps plays alive, does Ty. I mean, Joey does a good job about that too, but I don't know.
Ty plays like a veteran too.
He does.
I mean, so does Joey in some sense, but
yeah,
you know.
Well, see, it's just those little mistakes that we keep making that just derail everything.
Getting your
the
foot
false
stepped on.
starts, the stepping on feet, the bad snap,
the pass interferences,
the pass interference. Yes,
and honestly, that 14-point swing, that interception at the 1 yard line, you said it was the oldest play in the book, and Alabama read it like a book.
Exactly.
You know, and like I said, there's a world where Joey lobs it over, and it works out okay, where it's either not a touchdown or it's incomplete or something else.
Well, see, part of me thinks Heupel was like, they called timeout. Okay, let's just run the same play.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me coming out in the same formation.
Yeah.
I think that's where he went wrong.
But there's also, like, when I say Alabama's the better team, like, there's a mental edge there too.
Yeah, especially being in Tuscaloosa.
They like broke us down with that one play, in my opinion. Like, is there any recovery from that? Because, like, we came out in the second half and we put together a good drive, and there was a good it was a good stop and then a good rushing touchdown. And we even had a chance to get it again to even close the gap even more. And then it's just stupid penalties, getting sacked. It puts you back, and it was like, what, 4th and 19 at that point? And then you can't do anything about that. So it was just mentally you were defeated as well.
It really sucks too, because that swing there at the half, I mean, Deshaun Bishop had a great night down in Tuscaloosa, 14 carries, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. But when you get down like that, especially going into the second half, you can't run the ball as much. And then whenever you can't really run the ball as much, that sets up everything for Alabama defensively to be able to stop the pass because they're not worried about the run. And we definitely ran into that, no pun intended. But yeah, so I mean, could have been a lot worse. I think the game was a little bit closer overall than what the score showed, but the reason the score was 17 points was because Tennessee just kept shooting themselves in the foot. And year 5 of Josh Heupel, at this point, when you're still struggling heavily when you play on the road, and I know Alabama's there's no such thing as an easy road game in the SEC. The only one you might say is this weekend at Kentucky, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Kroger Field,
yeah, exactly.
I don't want to start nothing.
Georgia and Texas both struggled at Kentucky this week, or this year. But
Georgia last year too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to watch sometimes, but going into it knowing that your team struggles on the road and then seeing all the penalties, the false starts, the miscommunication on a snap, the
Basics.
Time management going into the half where you do set yourself up for that interception, like
it's just the basics, man.
It seems like we shouldn't be having these problems 5 years in to having Josh Heupel as a head coach, but that. I don't want people to think that I'm saying fire Josh Heupel. I hate when people say that and they jump to these conclusions because Heupel is the one that got us out the garbage can.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have these people on Facebook that you'd think they were players or coaches in the NFL or something, but absolutely. We would not be at this point without him. So
the year before he took over our program, we were 3-7 in the COVID year, all SEC games, but still, I mean, it was a dumpster fire in Neyland Stadium.
Controversies,
NCAA sanctions,
the
money in McDonald's bags, like
the
or
culture
Chick-fil-A.
wasn't good, you know?
Yeah, culture was bad. People were like, he took over the team when half the team transferred after Jeremy Pruitt got fired.
Yeah.
Whenever Jeremy Pruitt got fired, Ty Simpson, who was reportedly supposed to be coming to Tennessee, whenever Pruitt got fired, he changed and went to Alabama. And so just so many things happened in that transition period for us to be set up for failure. And we haven't had a losing season under Josh Heupel.
Well, let's be real. Tennessee has aura now.
Josh Heupel, we do, yeah.
He's been aura maxing for the Vols program.
Yeah.
I think we can all be real about that. Like Tennessee does have an aura to it again. It used to have it, lost it a little bit in the 2010s. You know, Derek Dooley sitting on a stool on the sidelines like that. That will be negative 9,000 aura. But no, we're good now. We gotta give credit to Josh Heupel, but I think we're at a good point in the.
We'll see. You also got to give credit to Rick Barnes and
Absolutely.
Tony Vitello and I can't
Danny
remember
White.
the name. Yeah,
Danny White.
Absolutely,
Rick
Rick Barnes has brought a lot of that too with him. But,
Yeah.
But to be fair, we're at a point with Josh Heupel where we can make some criticisms, but that shouldn't mean that we want him gone or anything.
Well, see, to me, it seems like a coordinator issue.
It could be,
like losing Golish after the Hendon Hooker season.
Yeah.
The offense obviously took a dip.
Which that's bound to happen when you have great success.
With Tim Banks this year, as good as he's been, as much as, we held Alabama's run game in check.
We did.
That's still been our kryptonite.
Well, it hurts with injuries too. There's reasons, excuses. I get what you're saying. It's just like, I think criticisms are valid, but also there's, you got to reevaluate after the season. See what
There's got to
happens.
be that line of respect just
Absolutely.
off bat for him, pulling us out of the garbage can.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of room for improvement. Luckily for us, it is things that they're self-inflicted, things that we should be able to improve on as early as next week. I mean, I don't think we'll have any problems with the snap count or the snap being going way over the head when Aguilar and the rest of the offense is not ready for the play to start. It's just the center that did that. And just different communication things. Like, I don't think we're going to be having that problem at Kentucky this week. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx us or nothing, but yeah, it's a tough way to lose. And it seems like going into that game, it was just something that we've seen time and time again when we play teams like Alabama and Georgia and whoever, Florida. I mean, we got to go to the Swamp this year. That's not going to be fun. But it's not all doom and gloom right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want everybody to remember that.
That's true.
We got 2 losses on the year. Just how many months ago was it? I guess May. So 5 months ago, we had the whole thing go down with Nico where we didn't know who our quarterback was going to be. We had no idea how our offense was going to look, who was going to be the leader on the team. We pick up Joey Aguilar. Oh, what's he going to do this year? He's leading the SEC in passing yards. That's a good start. And things could be better, but things could also be way worse.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to end our discussion on the Alabama game with a good sentiment.
Yeah, it's good.
And we've got 5 games left. Somehow already only 5 games left. We've got at Kentucky and then at home against Oklahoma, New Mexico State for homecoming, then at Florida, at home against Vanderbilt.
Which, if we can get a good win versus Kentucky and Oklahoma, it'll make up for some of the losses.
Only having 2 losses right now is not a terrible thing. I think we're probably out of the SEC championship race discussion, but there's still a back door into the college football playoffs. And if we can win out, it's a big if.
As per usual.
It's a big if, but if we can win out, I think the resume will be good enough. We only dropped to number 17. It's not like they put us out of the top 25 or anything like that. So we've got room to move forward, and we've got enough opportunities ahead of us to be able to capitalize and still make a shot for the college football playoff, even though we'll probably be on the road to Northern school again.
See, it makes me wonder, the loss to Georgia being the way it went, would the committee give us some grace over some other teams? Because
yeah.
And
if that's our
say we
only
are 10
one of
and
2
2
losses.
at the end of the
Yeah.
year.
It reflected that in the poll too. Like we didn't drop when we did lose to Georgia.
Yeah, we didn't drop at all.
So
And we dropped 6 spots, but a lot of teams moved up because teams like Tennessee, Texas Tech lost.
Ole Miss lost.
Ole Miss lost. They didn't drop back far.
well, you saw Vanderbilt when they lost to Alabama. They went from 11 to 17.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what we just did?
It is, yeah.
So-
it is exactly what we just
we'll
did.
see. And like we talked about earlier, we'll be playing Vanderbilt. Of course, got to win out. I think we'll beat them, but let's focus one week at a time. My bad.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Other scores from this weekend as we look at our Week 8 scoreboard in college football. Started Friday night. We've already kind of mentioned this game. Louisville defeats number 2 Miami in Miami Gardens of 24-21. Carson Beck with 4 interceptions.
First off, did you like my meme? Did you like what I did?
That was funny.
Yes, where I got it. It's just on your Facebook.
It is? Okay. Let me go take that off. I'll try to post a screenshot right now of the absolute flamage that happened on Jacob's Snapchat story Friday night. As I was driving from Nashville to Martin, just went to a wedding. That game started going on kind of as I was leaving. So the next couple hours on the road, I wasn't checking my phone. I just kind of was listening to that game. And then I get home and I see where Jacob just flamed me on his story.
Well, I gave you heads up. I'm like, I'm posting it. But yeah, it was funny. I kept putting it through ChatGPT, and I was like, make the jersey say Miami, make it orange.
That would have been hilarious.
But it was doing some weird stuff to your face, and I was like, I want it to be authentic. So,
Yeah,
and
okay.
especially your high school, like that makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, Carson Beck, man, what the heck happened? I thought people are saying Miami was probably the best team in the country, or you could say between them and Ohio State.
They're definitely up there. I still think they're up there. Louisville is just a sneaky tough matchup.
5-1 now.
They're sneaky tough. They're in the top 25 now, and they're like that year after year. They just something about Louisville. You don't really want to play them, especially on a Friday night. I just felt like that game being on a Friday night probably helped Louisville. Miami looked like they just came out sluggish and wasn't able to do a whole lot on the Cardinals. But luckily for Miami, they dropped from 2 to only number 9, so they're still in the mix of everything. Only one loss, so they're still in the ACC title contention.
But what's crazy, they were in field goal range too. Carson Beck throws one less interception, and all of a sudden we could be talking about them tying it. And if they went to overtime, I would have taken Miami. I would like the chances of Miami in overtime.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially at home and all that. But regardless, it's like he threw all those picks, they had all those mistakes, and they were still only a few plays away from potentially tying it. So, I mean, it's not as bad for Miami, but just the fact that they looked that bad versus them is kind of crazy to me.
Another ACC score, Georgia Tech over Duke 27-18. A team we've mentioned already picked up a big win. They're now 6-1. Are the Vanderbilt Commodores 31 over LSU 24. Diego Pavia 14 of 22, 160 yards, a touchdown in the air, but also 17 carries, 86 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Garrett Nussmeier did not have a bad game, 19 of 28, 225 yards, and 2 scores through the air. But LSU punched, and every time LSU punched, Vandy came back with a counter and ended up winning by 7. A great win for the Commodores, who were favored minus 2.5 points in that game. I thought the wrong team was favored, but something about that LSU team just isn't hitting this year. All right. We just had some technical difficulties that we got squared away because, hey, we're problem solvers here at $1 Million Radio. But back to the scoreboard we go, as Griffin and Jacob are now on the same screen. So I guess that'll make editing a little bit easier through the second half of the pod.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the scoreboard, we see Oklahoma with a win over South Carolina 26-7. Did y'all have any eyes on that game?
I didn't watch it. No.
See, I only watched the highlights that they were showing, in between games, but South Carolina's just not that good.
No.
Yeah.
Shane
I feel
Beamer
the
on the
same
hot
way.
seat.
What's their
I don't know.
defense?
Can you move the mic a little closer at all?
Yeah, maybe.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like that?
Yeah, it should be fine.
Does that work good for you?
Yeah. We might keep that in. I don't know.
We can.
Is Shane Beamer on the hot seat?
Is Shane Beamer on the hot seat?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have hired him in the first place.
No, yeah, I can't stand his face. Something about his face. But regardless, yeah.
Yeah, he's struggling. South Carolina's having a tough year. Oklahoma's having a pretty good year. Their defense remains to be one of the best in the country. We'll see if Tennessee can score on that defense here in a couple weeks, but still got another game to worry about before then. Georgia over Ole Miss, a 17 unanswered point comeback in the fourth quarter for Georgia, 43-35. I had some eyes on that game. I felt like whenever Ole Miss was just having everything go their way throughout the whole game and Georgia was still right there, tit for tat, I was like, there's no way Georgia is going to lose this game. And that fourth quarter comeback, I mean, it was one for the ages for Kirby Smart over Lane Kiffin for sure.
Yeah, it was his revenge game for last year.
Yeah, it almost didn't pan out right.
Well, see, I know they lost to Bama, but they still got that dark magic over there
Yeah.
between the hedges.
Literally, Mackenzie texted me and said Kirby sold his soul.
No,
and
I
thought
think
it was
he did.
funny because
It's crazy.
you had said
Yeah.
he has
He's
a deal
always
with
wearing
the devil.
black.
Yeah, anyone that wears a visor definitely has a deal with someone.
See, hey, Lane ain't had that luck though.
I know. But, I mean, you saw what he posted on Twitter, right? He had that
Yeah.
morning workout.
No, yeah, that was hilarious.
That was another deal of his or something, but
He also made some comments about Kirby's weight.
that was
And
so
then
funny.
Kirby was like, well, yeah, now you see why I wear all black. It's slimming.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin's funny. I wonder if he'll be at Ole Miss come
Yeah.
See, I've heard his name pop up in the Florida conversation.
As well as LSU if they were to let go of Brian
Yeah.
Kelly. That would be interesting. I feel like both of those schools would have more resources than Ole Miss. I know he's built a very good program at Ole Miss, but the recruiting at schools like Florida and LSU, when you've got somebody that is fun to play for and somebody that you can believe in, like Lane Kiffin, and
a player's coach too.
yeah, exactly.
Well, see, it sucks that it takes the atmosphere to get to that. Like, because why can't, I know it's Mississippi, but
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
how could that be
NIL
any
has
worse
helped.
than Louisiana?
Yeah,
Yeah, NIL has definitely helped though.
but you have to give these recruits you got to sell them on
Yeah.
Mississippi.
It's easier to sell
You know,
Gainesville.
program prestige comes into it. And all
You
that.
got to sell them on why they should come live in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, Oxford is kind of its own thing, I'm sure, in that state. But yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to tell people why it's maybe a little more fun to live in Florida than Mississippi. But yeah,
Texas Tech with their first loss this year. Arizona 26, Red Raiders 22.
did y'all see this coming?
See, I was
I
watching
didn't either.
it. But
I didn't.
Once their quarterback went down, I had a feeling
Texas
it was,
Tech's quarterback went down.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name is.
Well,
but-
I knew Sam Levitt. He was returning for this game
Yeah.
too, so I knew they
which
had.
he got hurt, came back.
yeah.
and
He was a
sealed it away
Heisman
for him.
candidate too.
Texas Tech was, I think, 7.5 point favorites in that game, losing outright to Arizona State. Texas A&M survives and advances over Arkansas 45-42 to stay at number 3 in the AP Top 25. Did y'all see this one at all?
I was watching it alongside with, the Georgia and Ole Miss game.
Yeah.
But I knew once they moved it back because of the weather delay that it was going to be close.
See, it honestly makes our win over them a little more justified.
Yeah.
If Texas A&M's number 3 in the country and they're just barely beating Arkansas, it
Well,
shows.
see, that makes
Arkansas's
me
a good
think
team.
about Notre Dame, though. Did Arkansas go into that game and just not care from the rip?
Well, you gotta think though. Arkansas coming off a bye week after that game,
Yeah.
they lost 56-13 at home to Notre Dame not too long ago. They had a bye week, fired their coach, players rallied, and they've lost by 3 points consecutively at Tennessee, and I think this was in Arkansas.
Yeah, it was
But they've definitely came out and
There's a different mentality.
exactly
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
playing a lot better. So coming from a Tennessee fan, but Texas over Kentucky in overtime 16-13. Boys, it was a close one. 12.5 was the line. I said I was going to take Texas. Never actually played it, thankfully, but struggle bus continues for Arch Manning and the Longhorns of Texas.
Dude, each year, Kentucky will take one of the top SEC teams. I'm not saying Texas is necessarily a top SEC team, but generally their program is up there. Like last year with Georgia.
Sure.
They'll take it. They'll make it like one of the ugliest, muddiest games you'll see. And they'll try to scrape by with the win. And it doesn't work out usually. But except for Ole Miss. Last year, they also did the same thing. They made it a low-scoring, tragic affair. And so there's a real chance that Kentucky wins this game, but usually those programs prevail.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting. It's always like a slug match,
Yeah. Another one that I had my eyes on, I took them minus 10.5 and I fell to the hook. Notre Dame 34, USC 24, 10-point win, not 11, which is what I would have needed. But Notre Dame seemed to have had control over USC, pretty much the whole game, just kind of had them where they wanted them. USC made a couple pushes throughout the game to tie it up, and then Notre Dame would answer. It ended up winning by 10, so probably the last quality win we'll see from Notre Dame throughout the rest of the year. I'll go look at their schedule.
USC beat Michigan. What was it? Not last week, but the week before.
Yeah.
But they've got, do they have 3 losses now?
USC, I think they have 2, right? Or
2
you talking
or
about
3.
Michigan?
I'm talking about USC.
I thought they were.
They're
had one,
5-2 now.
I thought they had
yeah,
one
that's
loss
right.
coming into it.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's remaining schedule at Boston College, at home against Navy, at Pitt, at home against Syracuse, and at Stanford.
look, last year we saw the story. Navy was undefeated, and then
Notre Dame
crushed that dream abruptly. Jeremiah Love was crazy versus them. It could be different this year. I hope it is. I would love to see an undefeated Navy beat Notre Dame if they remain undefeated. But I think they have to play like USF and North Texas, if I'm not mistaken, which are good teams.
Navy is 6-0.
Yeah.
Looks like Notre Dame will be going into a bye week before they hit the road to Boston College next week. So we also saw Missouri take care of business over Auburn. I think that was at Auburn, 23-17. The Tigers win. They got a pretty big matchup this week, but we'll get to that one in Nashville here in just a minute. And then we see Florida win by 2, 23-21 over Mississippi State. Fluff Bothwell and the Bulldogs cover plus 9.5. Florida gets the win, but still fires Billy Napier.
We saw this coming. I mean,
the writing's been on the wall probably since hell before the season started.
No, for like the past 2 years, it's been like this.
My question is, though, you're going into a game, win or lose, as we see. Obviously, if they would have lost, they would have still fired him, but you still get the win. Win or lose, you know you're probably going to make that change, so why wait till after he wins?
Yeah.
That's the only question mark I got.
That just makes it more disrespectful, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still have to pay him, so.
Yeah, best job in the world. Fired football coach.
It really is, dude. Like, I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah, I feel that. So yeah, that'll wrap up the scoreboard from Week 8 college football. Any headlines or anything we missed from this past weekend before we get into next week's slate?
I'm just curious if do you know who Navy plays in the upcoming week?
I can check them out real quick.
Because like I think they have to play North Texas and USF, but seems like that conference is on a pretty good. And Memphis lost. I don't think you mentioned that.
Lost to UAB.
Yeah.
Which, screw you, UAB, for not storming the field. I turned that game on for that, and that only. And
it was their coach's first game as a head coach.
Yeah.
And they won. They beat number 21, number 22 Memphis.
It was Chris Mortensen's son.
Yeah.
They were undefeated too. Memphis was. Which I had mentioned last week. Memphis.
And apparently had been like beating the snot out of everybody they played too.
Yeah.
But their quarterback got hurt, I believe, in the first half.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So looking at Navy, we got at home against Florida Atlantic, then at North Texas, then at Notre Dame, at home against South Florida, at Memphis, and then the Army-Navy game.
I think
that's a gauntlet right there.
That South Florida game, I bet it'll be rocking it at Navy.
Yeah, but, I'll probably tune in for that one.
But we saw the North Texas USF game, and it was close in the first half, and then USF pulled away. So I'm not sure how
mightily.
Very convincingly. I'm not sure how good Navy is compared to USF, but I think that'll kind of be a good.
We'll see. Horvath is a better quarterback this year.
Who?
Blake Horvath. And I mean, they're still running for 300 yards a game.
Oh, they're doing the triple option?
Oh, yeah. Well, they throw in shotgun every now and again, but.
I love a good triple option. Georgia Tech, I love Haynes King.
Yeah.
I love to see that system thriving. I'm so happy to see them. Are they in the top 10 now?
I have to check I didn't check the AP poll, but
they might be a first.
Yeah. Well, they're at least, I think they're top 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me check it.
But regardless, I love to see Navy and Georgia Tech running the triple option. I'm more excited to see how Navy's going to do versus North Texas, because then it'll be a good litmus test to see. Yeah, it will be, but also North Texas will probably come out and want to do a bit better than what they did, because there was a lot of hype surrounding them before they lost to USF. That conference is on a big collision course, so I see USF coming out of it. Would love to see Navy as well.
Yeah, we got Georgia Tech at number 7. 7-0 are the Yellow Jackets. So I guess before we get into Week 9, we can take a look at the top 15 or so.
Yeah, and by the way, at the end of the season, that Georgia Tech and Georgia game will probably have big playoff consequences. Last year, didn't really. Last year, it was still a great game. They were up 16-0 versus Georgia in the first half, and then Georgia came back and they had 8 overtimes.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
But this year, dude, for the first time, it's gonna have huge playoff implications, and that's pretty exciting.
Well, hey, same with Tennessee Vandy. If it
that's crazy. Wow.
So number 1 remains Ohio State. Indiana moves up to number 2. Texas A&M at number 3. Alabama number 4. Georgia number 5. So Tennessee, we got 2 losses, both to teams that are ranked in the top 5 right now.
It could be worse.
Yeah, could be a lot worse. Then we got Oregon at number 6. Georgia Tech number 7, followed by Ole Miss, Miami, Vanderbilt rounding out the top 10. And then we see BYU, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Missouri, 10 through 15 or 11 through 15. Then 16 through 20, Virginia, Tennessee at 17. South Florida, Louisville moves up from being unranked after that win at number 2, Miami. LSU drops to number 20. And then 21 and on, we see Cincinnati at 21, Texas at 22. They moved down from 21 after that overtime win at Kentucky. And then Illinois at 23, Arizona State and Michigan round out the top 25.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that one of the more consequential things of Tennessee's loss, though, is that we're out of the SEC playoff picture.
Yeah,
the championship. You know.
And as we've seen over the last couple of years since they've done this college, or really since they brought in the college football playoff in 2015 or 16?
Yeah, 2015.
A lot of teams, you want to make it to you want to be the champion in your conference, but the teams that make it to that game and lose oftentimes get penalized for that when it comes to this playoff format.
Last year, SMU made it, and they didn't get penalized. Granted, that was their only loss.
Yeah, they were undefeated before then.
Oh, what did Penn State do to them?
Yeah, well, that's a fair point. But I don't know how I think the picking would probably be a bit different than it was last year. This year, I think they would probably learn off some of the stuff that happened last year.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
So as we take a look at week 9, and boys, I'm just going to say I'm glad to be back Eastern time when I'm looking at all these times because being in Central time and forgetting where I was, it was like all week I've been talking about the Alabama game starting at 7:30, right? Yeah. And so then I'm in Martin and it's 6 o'clock and I'm like, oh crap, the game starts in 30 minutes. I gotta get over to my sister's
talking like
place.
He has jet lag.
That's pretty much what it felt like. Not necessarily the sleep schedule was messed up, but me having to remember that I was an hour behind everything that I saw on TV was a little jarring.
We have that Eastern time privilege. Whenever
exactly.
Every show's like it's airing at this time, it's like that's our time.
Yeah,
I never thought about that.
But we have to stay up until 10:30 to watch a Lakers game.
That's true. Well, I stayed up and
just for it to start at 10:30.
Well, that's fair, but also Saturday I stayed up and I saw Okay, first of all, and we've heard this a lot of times. I'm not going to have to reiterate it too much, but it's ridiculous that like these California teams are in the ACC.
Yeah.
See, that is.
I was up till 1 a.m. I didn't even finish it because I fell asleep. I rarely fall asleep with the TV on because I'm so tired, but this happened. I fell asleep when Florida State was playing Stanford.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a good game, but the fact that they had to be in California, no wonder they lost, man. It was 1 o'clock.
Freaking fly 14 hours just to get to the game.
And it was 1 o'clock over there. They were still
then
playing.
Your quarterback just gets absolutely derailed.
Yeah.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Tommy Castellanos got rocked.
Yeah.
So I hope he's all right. But
yeah. He's a good quarterback.
ACC, you did this to yourself.
But like, it's ridiculous. Like I said, no are they joining the different conferences? Isn't there going to be a realignment for the Pac-12 and stuff coming up?
We'll see that at the moment. I think that's just
they're getting
like half of the Mountain West teams.
Yeah, they're getting filled by teams from the smaller conferences that are moving to the Pac-12, so they can be a group, a Power 5 school instead of a Group of 5. But then the Pac-12 is going to be full of Colorado States and maybe Boise State.
It's Boise State, Colorado State, Gonzaga's only basketball.
That's true.
Stuff like that.
Then you so basically you're losing the Oregons and USC and UCLA, and which wouldn't mean much for UCLA this year, but you're losing those caliber schools, and the Pac-12 is just going to be basically a Group of 5 school conference now. Yeah. So, but anyways, week 9, here we go. Speaking of UCLA, big game at number 2, Indiana. Indiana minus 24.5. Can Nico do it, boys?
Dude, they are the hottest team in the country right now. And honestly,
I said it a couple weeks ago. What was Penn State, a 24.5 point favorite? They might just do it again.
As funny as that sounds,
I'm so mad I didn't make a clip of that, Griff. You just reminded me.
You're
I'm
good,
sorry.
You're good.
Nico has the opportunity to do the funniest thing of all time, and then I forget to make it a clip.
dude. As funny as that is, though, or it's like funny the statement that sounds. UCLA, they have like these teams like Arkansas and UCLA. They're rallying around their team, and that kind of does scare me about Florida. That they could also rally
they're
around
about to
whoever
get
their
a-
coach is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who the interim coach is or what will happen. We'll see how Florida does in the coming weeks. But right now, UCLA is pretty hot.
Yeah. UCLA, we just saw it with UAB, as we mentioned, against Memphis.
Anything is possible.
Yeah. Who, I was going to say, I thought there was an NFL team, but wasn't the Titans. They just got rocked by Mike Vrabel. So, anyways.
Revenge game.
Yeah, UCLA, give me the points, 24.5. I like Indiana. I think they are one of the best teams. I love what Kirk Cignetti's done there at the program, but I don't. 24.5 against another Power 5 school. I don't know.
Part of me still can't believe that they're this good.
Yeah.
Like, massacre in Illinois a couple weeks ago and then, beating Oregon by 10. It's just.
The Oregon by 10 was more impressive to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being at Oregon. But, yeah, I mean, if they win by 30, then maybe they are this good. But UCLA's offense has picked up a lot since they fired their coach.
Is Nico going to be 100% too? I saw he had a slight injury.
He did come back in the game. He did come back in the fourth quarter. But moving on, we see Ole Miss at Oklahoma. Oklahoma minus 4.5. Ole Miss now number 8. Oklahoma is number 13. So 4.5 points at home. Oklahoma's defense, we've seen what they've done all year. Ole Miss's offense, we've seen what they've done all year. This is where unstoppable force meets an immovable object. What do y'all see happening?
Oklahoma, Ole Miss?
Yeah.
I think Tennessee needs Oklahoma to win this game.
Okay, I see that. That's not a bad point.
Then, if Oklahoma falls off a cliff at the end of the year, that say we beat Oklahoma to look better.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
Them.
A top 10 win at home. 4.5 might be too many points. I like Oklahoma to win that game, but me predicting college football has not gone well at all this year. I've been pretty hot in the NFL, but college football I've been out on.
If I were to predict, I agree with what you're saying. I would probably say Ole Miss would probably win, though, just because they probably want to avenge their loss. And
yeah, they're going to be playing angry. You're going to see Angry Lane on the sideline.
Dark Lane.
Y'all see him do the troll the referee?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I was clapping. I thought that was funny. We also see Arkansas at home against Auburn. Auburn, the slight pick'em favorite on the road. I'm gonna take Arkansas to win this one.
We all three can't do it though.
No, but I think
I was gonna say Auburn. Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Well, I'm gonna say Arkansas wins, but there will be some shady officiating. But it won't be as bad. But somehow there's gonna be like one or two plays that doesn't go in Auburn's favor.
Hey, hold on. Just gonna stop the program right here. Speaking of shady officiating, I just want to commend all three of us for not bringing up during that whole time we were talking about Alabama and Tennessee, not bringing up how god awful the officials were in that game.
Well,
see, can I also say one thing? Me and my dad agreed on this. We can't stand Greg McElroy.
Oh yeah, I've completely blocked that out of my memory.
People that aren't an alma mater of the school to commentate the game, please.
I think that is
from
a big
the jump.
conflict
It was
of
just
interest.
Alabama this, Alabama that. Joey's good. Alabama this, Alabama that.
Well, we also saw what Greg McElroy said, I think it was on Wednesday last week, where he basically said he doesn't like Joey Aguilar as a former Alabama quarterback. He's calling the game. I've never seen Kirk Herbstreit come out and say, hey, I don't really like how he plays. I don't like this quarterback right here. I don't think he's going to do good, which is basically what he was saying last week. Can't remember if that was on Twitter or on a show. Maybe I saw it on
How
Twitter.
could you not like Joey though? Like, does he mean as a person? Like,
Well, see, he's got a YouTube show.
He didn't say as a person, but he was just like breaking down how he is as a quarterback. But I mean, regardless,
was he good?
I mean,
I mean, he
college?
won a national championship. I'll give
That
him
was
credit,
the-
but it was
he was one
he
of
had
those-
Mark Ingram and he had Julio Jones and
He was a game manager.
yeah,
he was one of those quarterbacks that was lucky enough to be at Alabama when Nick Saban was in his
Yeah.
prime. You could say that. Him, AJ McCarron was a good one.
because he was the quarterback Saban's first year when they went 6-7 or something like that.
Maybe
When they lost to
I think
Louisiana
that was.
Monroe.
Yeah, I think that was his first year.
Yeah,
But yeah, so Greg McElroy, we got to figure it out. ESPN conflict of interest. I mean, yeah, that's all I'll say.
But yeah,
about that.
I don't. The refs aren't responsible for us doing a 99-yard pick
Yeah.
six.
No,
Like,
no,
that's,
no,
you know,
no.
stuff
But
like that.
I mean, everybody thinks back to the Arkansas game when Arkansas jumped into the neutral zone.
Yeah.
Our offensive lineman reacted to it to draw the encroachment, and then they flag us for false start. And then you see the Alabama game. There was a point early on where the defensive lineman was lined up
I
in the
saw that
neutral zone.
graphic.
oh yeah, I remember.
He was
that
lined up
now.
in the neutral zone, and yeah, whatever, no flag. Missouri Vanderbilt game day will be in Nashville as the Commodores are now in the top 10, -2.5 favorites at home against number 15 Missouri. Give me Vanderbilt.
What's y'all's opinion on Pavia? Like,
He's
I
a
like,
dog.
I like Pavia. My dad specifically does not like how he went from an underdog to a cocky, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So, and I don't really like how he's saying.
Well, see,
we're
I
gonna beat
understand
Tennessee
that
and all that.
yeah.
But I would want my quarterback to be confident. So,
Yeah, there's a difference between confident and cocky,
yeah,
but he definitely shows that he has both of those
But
qualities.
for him to come out and say like he was humbled and stuff when they lost, I mean, I feel like that shows a little humility as well.
yeah.
But regardless, I like Vanderbilt in this one as well. So give me Vanderbilt to win.
Well, boys, give me the Tigers.
All right, let's do it. I'll take Vanderbilt. Number 22, Texas at Mississippi State. Longhorns plus 6.5 in was it Davis Wade Stadium? Let's think of the name. I think that's right.
Yeah,
The home of the Cowbells. Are the Cowbells going to get to Arch? That's a question we should be
I
asking
feel like
right
the
now.
first half will be close, but then well, I was gonna say like Kentucky, they pulled away, but they didn't.
Yeah.
I think Mississippi State's a decent middle of the road team, so I feel like it'll be close.
I'll take Mississippi State and Fluff Bothwell again plus the points, plus 6.5.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now that I'm actually going to fade Texas, they'll probably come out
We'll
and
see. Was that Florida game
blow
in the
them out.
swamp?
The Texas or the
Florida, Mississippi
yeah.
State. Okay.
It was at Florida. Number 4, Alabama coming off the third Saturday in October at South Carolina. Alabama minus 13.5. Now we're getting to that point where we're starting to see these big lines with Alabama again. I know South Carolina has struggled. Alabama's looked great. I think this depends on how the crowd comes out.
Yeah.
I do. I think if the crowd comes out, they're rocking like they typically are when South Carolina's playing good. This spread is a little bit too much, but I said that last week. I said that 9.5 was way too much for the number 1 offense in the country, y'all.
Does South Carolina have a good run game?
I really
have no clue.
I don't think I've watched a single South
Me
Carolina
neither.
game.
It's just I know Alabama cannot defend the run. That was one of the reasons they lost to Vanderbilt last year, and this year it seems to be a continuing problem.
And the thing with me is like I try to watch a little bit of everything, but I tend to focus more on the teams like the Georgias and Alabamas,
Yeah.
the teams, the cream of the crop.
Not the South Carolinas that suck,
And I've been
you
working.
know.
I've had to start working Vanderbilt into that equation.
Yeah, yeah.
But South Carolina's had such a bad year. I haven't watched their
I'm rooting
games.
for them
since-
though.
I mean,
rooting
yeah,
for 'em.
yeah.
Alabama will probably cover though.
Yeah.
What's the line?
minus 13.5, so they'd have to win by 14. That's the only thing that I'm saying is
Yeah.
if it was like 9.5, I think 9.5 would be more convincing. But like I said, I think if South Carolina comes out with a good game plan and that place is rocking, then they got a chance to cover the 2 touchdowns. So we'll have to see.
Yeah,
I don't think South Carolina will shoot themselves in the foot as much as Tennessee did.
yeah.
And Alabama's on the road. So number 3, Texas A&M at number 20, LSU. Aggies minus 2.5. LSU again 2.5 point underdogs.
It's a big test, I think, for A&M.
Yeah.
And if LSU has any chance of wanting to get back up, they got to win this one.
They're one of those teams that's got to win out. They've got what? Is it 2 or 3 losses? Can't remember.
Feels like 3.
I think it's 2, but I'm still not fully convinced on A&M because I watched a decent bit of that Arkansas game, and it's like no matter what Texas A&M did offensively, Arkansas was there to match it.
I agree. It is a big test.
LSU had the biggest drop in the poll. They were number 10 with 1 loss. Who is that? Who is their loss to? I can't remember. No, they just lost.
Oh,
to
the other
Vanderbilt.
loss. Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was Ole Miss.
So 2 losses now, both to 2 pretty good teams, now both ranked in the top 10. They dropped 10 spots to number 20. So yeah, this is a big bounce back spot. I want to say LSU plus the points, but Texas A&M's proven themselves week in, week out. Still number 3. Are they a true number 3 team? No.
Yeah.
To go on the road at Death Valley, night game, as the favorites.
Well, have they announced game day already?
Yeah, it's in Nashville.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, that's right.
So I guess LSU.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me though. I stink.
Don't bet your house.
And then we got the game at Kroger Field, Commonwealth Stadium.
Tennessee did just put out a post. It's going to be 3 o'clock
Oh, that was hilarious.
or 7 o'clock or 7:30. So make sure you'll be there.
Is that really what happened?
That is literally what they just put on
Legitimately,
Facebook.
that's what. Yeah.
Like they just posted
They
that?
put
or-
a graphic. It said game time info 3 o'clock or
I don't know, I
7
haven't seen
o'clock
this.
or 7:30.
Let me see if I can find it and
So
post it.
hopefully
Wasn't that for the
answers-
Oklahoma game though?
That was for the Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was about to say they have
my
to
confidence just spiked downward like crazy. But still, regardless,
they've got to submit or finalize game times like 2 weeks in advance.
But still, regardless, that is pretty hilarious.
But
I'll
this-
take 3:30. Thank you very much.
This will be 7:45 kickoff Saturday night at Kentucky. Tennessee minus 9.5 point favorites. Back-to-back road games. I said this earlier. I don't think we shoot ourselves in the foot as much as we did here on the road again. So 9.5 seems like a little bit too much though, boys. Especially with what we saw Kentucky against Texas.
But we're better than Texas.
I agree.
Offensively.
We're more explosive for sure. I don't think Kentucky has enough on their side of the things offensively to really take advantage of Tennessee's defense like we saw Alabama do. But yeah, 9.5 seems like a little bit too much, but a great bounce back spot. Maybe if Tennessee wins by 2 touchdowns, we start getting that swagger back.
Yes.
We need that swagger.
We do.
We've lost our swagger.
We need that
Especially
spark.
going into playing Oklahoma the week after.
But I don't feel like we've lost our swagger how we did last year. Remember we lost it for some reason in the second half versus Oklahoma or something like that?
It was Arkansas.
Was it? I remember
Just
we
that
did good.
entire Arkansas
No,
game.
we played
horrendous.
Oklahoma first,
Yeah.
and that's Brent Venables and that Oklahoma defense set out the blueprint of how to
the
beat
second
us.
half.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think we had 17 points in the first half,
Yeah.
and then finished with what, like
25, I think is what it was.
something like
But
something like that.
that's what I mean. Like it felt like something was lost. For this one, it just seems like we just need to win. We'll be fine. That's how I feel at least. I don't think it's as bad as it was last year.
The team to the north of our border, Kentucky, grocery store stadium. I guess I shouldn't say stadium, but grocery store field because it's Kroger Field. That's why I say that.
We're not much better with Food City Center.
Yeah.
You're right. I can't say that anymore. At least that's basketball.
But Kentucky fans will say, "Yeah, we're just gonna go to grocery store arena."
Well,
Yeah,
hey, at least we ain't like Louisville and playing the KFC,
KFC,
Yum
yeah.
Center.
Yum.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. What are y'all's thoughts, boys? What we got to do to prove ourselves this week?
Just run the ball 30 times.
I agree.
Please.
I agree.
Run it
give
down
it,
their
give
throat.
it to Bishop.
but play
Bishop is RB1.
absolutely. But play the RPO game. Have a deep pass every
We'll
now
see.
and then.
I hate to say it, but Peyton Lewis might be
Yeah.
From
I
what
mean,
as good as Star Thomas is too.
I still love
That's
our
just-
our triple threat option.
No, we have
back
a
there.
great run room, but I think this game Joey needs his confidence back too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he doesn't have it, but it's going to be a game where, like you say, we need to run it, but also have a good balance of passing because there were some drops. We're actually one of the worst teams when it comes to dropping passes, right?
Yeah.
135th is what they said.
I think they said we have 23 drops so far.
Like at work,
And that might have been coming into the game.
Yeah.
we're like 135th in the country, so we really need to have a good game where Joey and the receiving core is connecting.
We need to come out like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, but just be good on the first drop. Just take it one drop at a time.
Yeah.
Not asking to do too much, but I just think you're gonna have to have versus Oklahoma's defense, especially. You're going to have Joey and the receiving group's confidence up. The run game is perfect. It's good how it is. Keep going at it. But, yeah, that's kind of what I think needs to happen.
Yeah. My keys to the game, eliminate the opportunities where you're shooting yourself in the foot. The penalties, the bad snaps. Like, you just got to take out everything where you're taking one step forward and two steps back. That's what we saw the whole game in Tuscaloosa. And if you can eliminate things like that, just the small things. Like I think the way our offense is set up and the way they were calling plays for 90% of that game, it was to the advantage of Tennessee's offense. But the offensive line struggling, Joey running for his life and getting hit every time he threw, the receivers dropping the balls, the false starts, the fumbles, the pick six at halftime. I still can't get over that.
Me neither.
That's not going to happen this week. Yeah. And I think that's why the line is so high. So,
but so basically what you're saying is fundamentals, discipline.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to be like that, but
well, see, part of me wants them to throw Staley at wide receiver 1 and put Brazel in the slot or put Matthews in the slot just to give them, more consistent short route targets to where they won't, drop the ball every time.
Yeah, well, I think Kinzelman too. He's a big dropper. No offense.
Which I hate to say, but his effort on that pick six was horrendous.
Man, just think if we would have got that tackle on the sideline. I think it was the running back.
It's a completely different game. If if he trips him up or something miraculous.
So, boys, I want to take it back to something real quick. I'm looking at something that I think Josh Heupel and the Tennessee team as a whole, they just need to skip practice this week and just recite this like when you got in trouble in English class and you'd have to write the same word or same sentence over and over and over again. This is what Tennessee needs to be focusing on this week. General Nealon's game maxims. Number 1, the team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Number 2, play for and make the breaks, and when one comes your way, score. Number 3, if at first the game or breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Number 4, protect our kickers, our QB, our lead, and our ball game. Number 5, ball, Oski, cover, block, cut, and slice, pursue, and gang tackle. For this is the winning edge. Number 6, press the kicking game. Here is where the breaks are made. And number 7, carry the fight to Kentucky and keep it there for 60 minutes.
Bro, where's a helmet? I'm about to f***ing run through that door over there. Mind the language, but
dude, when you
send that to him right now.
That's it. That's it.
Emphasis on gang tackle.
Yes,
remember the one play?
Yeah.
Alabama, they threw it. Remember they threw it. Ty Simpson threw it behind him, and it looked like a broken play. Tennessee had kind of broken up the play. They thought Ty Simpson was going.
It was going to be a double pass.
He was going to. He was running downfield, and
dude. Oh my god,
that was like the worst play.
And I'm wanting to say it was like, I can't remember what the down was, but it was 15 yards.
Yes,
and he picked up a first down.
3rd and 13.
Yeah,
and then he's like
Ty
10 yards behind the largest.
He takes off running.
They had the guy tackled 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he picked up a first down.
Gang tackle. Like, what is... That's okay.
And when you think back to our defense last year, when you think back to our defense at the beginning of the season, before we had a couple injuries in the secondary, our team was gang tackling. They were swarming the ball. And that is something that gets me fired up.
Yeah.
Not even like, okay, you let up 5 yards, but that guy that got tackled was getting tackled by 7 dudes at one time.
And that's where it's like you got to show a little grace to the coordinators, you know, where it's like, is that a coordinator thing or is that like a player or a playing?
It could be a mix of both. I think it's something that just maybe hasn't been emphasized as much throughout the last few weeks and throughout the whole season. And I mean, we saw it against Georgia too. They were breaking tackles left and right. And whenever you play these type of teams, like Tennessee just seems like, I mean, same with my Packers, man. They just play to their competition. And when their competition is really good, typically they play their best game. But whenever you try to play your best game and you just keep shooting yourself in the foot, like we said time and time again, that lead, that deficit just continues to grow. And literally, if you just skipped out on practice all week and studied the game maxims, everybody on the team has to know them word by word by the time we kick off in Lexington Saturday night, then we will have success.
Give us a helmet.
Yeah,
I've got one somewhere. I think it might be in my closet. But yeah, I mean, I got some of these little ones if y'all want to try. I know that one ain't going to fit Jacob. Yeah.
You got that clip of that Make-A-Wish kid being tackled by that.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm the kid. That's what I'm saying.
It was a Jimmy Tatro skit.
Dude, these guys are this is a big pause. They're getting bigger and bigger though. Like on the field, like I know.
You said no pause. That's
I meant to say big pause. But like for real, I thought it was an anomaly seeing a lineman that was like 6'8", but it seems like all the NFL players, they are at least like 6'7", or 6'8". You know,
dang it, I thought we were gonna avoid that.
You know, I thought they were. I don't like what's happening. These guys are monsters. I thought I was tall. I'm short and little compared. I'm frail compared to these dudes.
I'm 5'11", 125. Don't tell me you're small.
I am compared to these guys. I swear. But I just thought it was crazy to think I would be a short little dude on there.
Yeah, you'd be getting bullied out there.
Absolutely. That's why I thought about that clip. I was like, that would be me out there if I asked for a helmet. I mean, I'm going to go gang tackle and I'm just getting crushed by
as you get stiff-armed by Derrick Henry to the ground.
A 350-pound monster. But yeah.
Well, that'll wrap up week 9 of college football. And boys, it's a big week for a different reason this week. Y'all know what's going on this week? Jacob, you're supposed to know what's going on this week. This is your time.
It starts tomorrow.
This is your time of the year, Jacob.
NBC, 7 o'clock Eastern.
NBA.
Yeah, there it is.
Sorry,
first time in 23 years on NBC.
I've already been invested in the preseason a little bit, so I just forgot it was the actual.
See, can I say something real quick? Wemby might be God himself.
Wemby is going to be scary if he can stay healthy.
He may be the MVP.
Like, I don't know what those monks were giving him, but
also
he looks unstoppable.
His training with Hakeem Olajuwon, you see the moves he's starting to break out even in the preseason. We see the Rockets tip off with the Thunder, the defending NBA champions, 7:40 Tuesday night. So I'm sure by the time that this episode comes out, these games will have already been played. -7.5 for the Thunder. Then we see the Warriors at the Lakers at 10:10 tip-off Tuesday night. Lakers +2 underdogs at home. And then looks like everybody gets tipped off on Wednesday starting at about 7 o'clock or so. So, yeah, boys, we're now to my favorite time of the year. We got basketball coming in. College basketball will be starting up next month. And then we're still just right in the heat of everything with football season. So weather's getting cool outside. We're starting to see the leaves change on the trees.
Oh yeah,
fall is here. And in a blink of an eye, it'll be 30 degrees outside with just misty, cold rain. We don't see sunlight for like 2 months at a time.
I cannot wait for NBA Christmas though. That's my favorite.
That is.
Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday.
Thanksgiving with the NFL, Christmas with NBA, although NFL's taking that over too. So
they ain't taking it over.
No, they're going to.
Last year, NBA Christmas was a banger. So
yeah,
but yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I've just been invested in the preseason. Maybe we could do a video about what we think the season will play out, some awards and stuff, who we have.
Yeah, we can study up and bring that next week, I guess.
Yeah.
After we see how kind of everybody gets started off. But yeah, any songs of the week for you guys? $1 Million Radio, episode 45. Back in the studio.
See, I've got 2 this week. First one, I was going to rip it last week, but unfortunately, I was dealing with some stuff. Jack-O-Lantern's Weather by 311. It's my song of the month for October. It's my Halloween song.
Ooh, spooky.
But then my second song is going to be My Generation by Limp Bizkit in light of the recent passing of their core member and bass player, Sam Travis, who, if you're a bass player and you haven't listened to that guy, go listen to it, because I know it's, new metal and, some of that stuff might not be your thing, but those bass lines in there are fundamental to what their music is.
I'll do a Limp Bizkit one too, just in memoriam. So I do agree with what you're saying. I'll do My Way and Nookie by Limp Bizkit.
Y'all gonna make me look bad. That's not on my radar. Not that it's not on my radar, but it's not.
Do you know Limp Bizkit?
I do, but I'm not going with Limp Bizkit this week because I had something else worked out.
No, I love Limp Bizkit. That's why I'm doing it. I like Limp Bizkit, and to appreciate their music and him passing away and stuff. I'll do Nookie, which is hilarious. I don't know why I'm choosing that one, but that and My Way, dude. Limp Bizkit. I was telling Griffin when we rode here together, they have aged so good with like pop culture and stuff. It's kind of crazy to think about. So all these 90s bands, all these new metal bands, they're doing really good. So love to see it. So those will be my picks this week.
Got you. Well, mine is going to be kind of, it has to do with us losing this week. I just feel like the pressure's been turned up. Okay. Logic from the album Under Pressure. We are under pressure right now. And the song is called Soul Food.
That's a hell of a pull right there. Hey.
Which is what I think after we beat Kentucky this week, the Kentucky Wildcats are going to feed our soul.
We need it.
Soul Food by Logic. Under Pressure is the album. 2014 is when it came out. Before Logic went all mainstream and stuff.
No, yeah. Old
Logic's top tier.
Yeah.
S tier, I will say.
Let's beat our little brother Kentucky this week.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll beat our little brother Vanderbilt later on. But
I can't wait to witness that. I'm excited.
So any last final thoughts or anything, boys?
I hate that it's another in memoriam, but rest in peace, Doug Martin, Boise State legend.
Okay.
Arguably had one of the greatest rookie years in NFL history, running for, I believe it was 1,453 yards as a rookie.
Who did he get drafted by?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay's looking pretty good.
And he was young, right?
He was only 30. I believe it said 36.
Yeah, 36
is
what I
see
saw.
that. No, I mean, even no matter the age, still, I mean, it's still unfortunate. So, I'll join you.
Not too many details have been released, but of course, out of respect for the family.
Yeah.
Understandable.
R.I.P. That'll do it for episode 45, boys. I had a long weekend. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning and drove back from Martin today. So
wait, 6 o'clock Martin time, or?
Well, no, it was technically 5 o'clock Martin time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I woke up at 5 o'clock, left by 6. So yeah, it's been a long day, and I'm ready to take a nap. So we'll see how much.
Get the hell out of here.
We'll see how much work I get done over the next, afternoon, evening. We do have Monday Night Football tonight. 2 games. The last one kicks off at 10 o'clock. So I might need a nap if I'm going to stay up and watch that one. But that'll do it for us. Episode 45 now here at $1 Million Radio. And as always, we'll see you next time.